All right. Time to paint. I tend to be conservative when it comes to color because you don't want to be too bright and bold and you want to be more subtle, but in this case, erring on the side of color is a good thing. So it's not just any old rabbit, and it's not even a rabbit at all. It is a hare. Hares very similar to rabbits, and you might look at one and call it that, but I don't know the technical definition of a hare. I know that there's a difference in when they're born. I think hares, one of them has babies that are born with fur and able to more developed. The other one, they don't have hair and they're more helpless. I forget which is which, but jackrabbits are a type of hare. The group that they belong to called lagomorphs, and there are other lagomorphs that aren't rabbits or hares. There's this one called a cavy, which lives in South America. It's a weird creature. It looks like a cross between a deer and a kangaroo. Might be hard to envision, but if you saw one, you know what I mean. Pikas are lagomorphs. These little rodent-looking little round balls of fur that live in the mountains. But that's not what's important, whether it's a rabbit or a hare. The concept here is we'll just say rabbit, because rabbit sort of technically it's different, but it kind of encompasses here. We'll just say rabbit. Is a trickster, and in more than one culture, Brer Rabbit is a trickster. He convinces the fox to come into the briar patch and get stuck. I think it was considered a trickster by Native Americans because, they're wily. They can weasel their way through narrow places. They can send you on a wild goose chase into... So anyway, whatever the reason, the first time I started noticing psychological archetypes show up in my life, it was one of them was a dream about a hare that I had on a leash, and we were just sitting in the grass, and the way I interpreted that was that the trickster, I was in harmony with him. He wasn't out there trying to... I'd made friends with him, and then I made this shelf garden, and all of this, by the way, is not... It's just sort of some of these concepts about where I feel like there's symbolism in my life, whether or not there's any literal or metaphysical reality to them. It's just a model that I just go with it. You know, I just say let's just pretend. Let's just like look at it this way, right? Now I do believe that there are metaphysical truths to some of these, but if you don't believe in those, just don't think I'm crazy. I'm not like a. It's not like I believe in astrology or something. I made a shelf garden and I painted a hare, and I just happened to have this guy here. I cut him out. I just happened to have planted my little shelf garden. The hare was. I had placed it behind the shelf, and I just happened to make my shelf garden there, and I kind of had this epiphany. At first, I was like, "Hey, isn't it appropriate that I just put my shelf garden up and there's a rabbit because rabbits are associated with gardens." Then I was like, "Hold on, no, actually, rabbits are something you want to keep out of the garden. Having a rabbit guard the garden is like having a fox guard the hen house, right? But if you have made friends and you're in harmony with the trickster, he works for you. He's there to help you out." And so anyway, I recently had the Trickster archetype show up, and kind of feel like it's might be showing up again. Just some subtle stuff, just some speculation on what some certain events and dreams might mean. The lighting really washes out the color at the top, so it's not really easy to see how it looks up there, but where I am, it looks pretty good. So I want some reds, blues, and some purples in this. And kind of want to let the paint do what it does, not try to control it too much. That ends up not working out for me. I actually painted this a year or two ago, just painting on a board. And I wish I'd photographed what it originally looked like, because it was more complete, but it wasn't as good. It was like I'd kind of finish it off, and it would it had like galaxies and stuff, and it had sort of a spirals here and here, which I still want to do. And but now it's pretty much all covered up with paint. So definitely looking good. All right. So yeah, we'll decide to make it primarily red, and then from there. And then that will form the base, and then from there we'll add the blue and purple in. All right. So glad I decided to start doing this for YouTube, because one thing, it motivates me to paint more, because I'm actually, I actually have an audience to show it to. Let's see, where's the white? I'll do the clear. Where's the white? Well, you know what? Since I can't find it, let's work on something else. Let's see. I wanna fix his feet. They look a little bit, I'm not really sure what to do with them, but they look a little bit stiff and blocky. All right. And so gonna it is so mind-blowing that you can get such a rich varieties of color from just 3 primary colors. It's just, so in a sense there's only 3 like real colors. I mean technically others are considered colors, but black and white are not colors. They're shades. So, but whatever they are, so it would be good, I think. I'm gonna go find the white. All right. So we're going to kind of have the mid-ground be deep blue, lighter blue at the top. Add a dash of blue in there, we'll add it. some sky blue. Uh-oh. Although I might want to, Usually I want to avoid adding too many layers of paint because it eventually cracks, but this is on a board, so putting more paint on it, it's kind of tough with the texture of the board, so anyway. One of the few things I learned from our class was I don't think this applies in every case, but like try to get as wide variety in values and shading. So you want to make part of your painting or drawing, you know, as dark black as possible and part of it as white as possible. And I think is a good rule of thumb. If you can, why not? But even if it's a really bright picture, you can always have a small amount that's completely dark. And you know, I think the same could be used for colors. So even though I'm primarily using red and blue for this, I'm going to want to put in some other colors like yellow into it. Let's give a little bit until a little. Okay, I'm going to fix that. That's not going to be as it's a little too thin. But what? Let's see if I can use just dark blue for the shading. Just see how that works. I think that works nicely. Wish I could put on some music because but my stupid computer, it keeps on like dinging and dinging. If the sound's on, I can't turn it off. So other times that I was painting, I had a little bit more to say. I don't really have much to say right now. Covered the topic of the Trickster archetype, lagomorphs. All right. There's got to be a glow around him, essentially. And we're gonna make it brightest close to his body, and then it's gonna sort of radiate outwards. That's the goal. Starting to see the appeal of oil, because the paint, it's great to be able to keep mixing the paint on the canvas. That gives it the ability to be very smooth. So I'm trying to. Oh, that's not. Oh, wow, that's a good effect. I got different lines, make it look like an aura. Not really seeing it here. I kind of made it too wet. But we'll fix that. All right, let's see. We'll weave some red in there. Vary up the brushes a bit. All right. Next, we're going to add a sun and a moon. In China, they don't see a man on the moon, they see a rabbit. Which I can't see. I see the man. Don't know where they get a rabbit from. Of course, I don't know where they get a lot of the constellations from. It's like 5-star random stars, and they like have this whole person or creature out of it. Like, even apparently the I'll fix that shape as I go. The Milky Way, it's supposed to look like a bear, only part of the part that sticks out is supposed to be the tail of the bear, so they had to. It doesn't even look like a bear at all, to the point where they actually had to add an appendage to it. So it's kind of weird. You know, it's interesting. We don't really have a relationship with the night sky. We don't look at it because we have lights. So, in old days, they had a lot of time to look at the stars and, you know, see pictures in them and stuff. And I definitely think, oh yeah, that's working good. All right. Yeah, you know what? I like that because the idea is that he's glowing. So how about if you're gonna make, you don't want the shadowed parts to be too dark. You don't want to make them black. Now the question is, I used to have like spirals and there were like galaxies and stuff in here. The question is, do I want to do that? And I think I do. Yes. Gotta blend the colors, but don't blend too much. His head might be a little too big, but that's okay. These feet are probably the trickiest thing that I'm having to deal with. Just the bottom in general. So we're not going to worry too much about perfecting those right now. You get so caught up in one little area It's best to just sometimes move on. Okay. So that's the moon. So there's definitely a yin-yang element here for sure. I don't want that much of an aura, but let's go with it for now. Alright, so this will be where I guess we put some yellow in. Might want to wrap it up soon. I don't know if I have any good yellow. There we go. All right. Yeah, I definitely didn't need to do all that, but it's fine. And then in the original, there was a lot going on, actually. There were like spiral galaxies and lightning and all sorts of cool stuff. So I'm going to try to do that. I don't want to. I'm hesitant to make that yellow because I don't want it to be just the only yellow thing there. So I guess the only solution then is to add some yellow elsewhere. I might do some lightning. There we go. And so we'll make this area up here lighter. More of a sky blue. We might add some clouds. I do want it to be more of a nighttime thing, more of a dark thing, more of a space thing. I don't really want a lot of, sky blue, but we'll, tell you what. Well, see what we can do. We'll try different stuff. I think I want to make them a little smaller. All right. I think just this might be a good stopping point. question is, do I want to start? Actually, I'll probably paint over them, but right now I'm just gonna re-blacken this area, and then we're gonna put some stars in here, so give more of a feel for what it's gonna look like when it's done, right? Gotta use those X marks like Bob Ross shows you how to do. It's kind of like cross hatching, but paint, same concept, I guess. All right. You know, I could just make it actually, yep, we're not doing the sun. I don't need this to be a yin-yang thing, because unless I make the moon itself a yin-yang, which is kind of making it look like one. Because the Trickster does have, you know, a dual nature, but primarily he's going to be more closely associated with the shadow. So oh, clouds, huh? How about that? And definitely, since I want to make some lightning, in here. So it's a little bit stormy. At the same time, though, kind of takes away from the idea that it's in space. So we're gonna make the, I don't know. I just don't want it to look like just a night scene with clouds up above, you know. It's got to be wish I'd taken a picture of the original. All right, that freed me up to be a little bit more experimental. I'm painting over the same places again and again, but that's okay because I'm just feeling it out. And just make some, I like to give things auras, so we'll just all right, it's been 40 minutes. That's not super long to paint, but super long to make a video. I don't expect anybody to sit there and watch this for 40 minutes. I don't expect to watch this for 40 minutes, but you can click through and watch the progression. My thing with videos, I want to make great videos, but I also just want to make videos that are just document everything, so it's all there, not so I can watch it or other people can watch it, but just so that you can, if you need to, have some records of your life. And in closing, we'll just see how some stars look. You know, they don't actually look that great. But you know, I think they will. All right, we'll leave it there for now, and I'm actually gonna get rid of those. I think it'd just be some variation. Get back to guitar. I came up with a song tonight. I'd had the song in mind before, but I finally figured out exactly what I wanted to turn it into, not just a riff. And it's like about chaos theory and the atom bomb, and basically how little things can have big impacts. And it's about the order and harmony of the universe and how beautiful it is. All right, so a lot of times when you're trying to perfect something, it's good to actually put it down and come back to it later, so you can get fresh eyes on it, which is kind of where I'm at now. I need to actually just put it down because I didn't realize just how dull I'd painted it the first go around. So I was able to add more color this time, and I think the same will be true the next time I come around. I'll see exactly where all the color needs to be. I like drawing creatures without irises, but there we go, dude. Yeah, that definitely an improvement. And I think we're gonna right as I decide to start closing it up, I start doing cool stuff with it.
think that's because I put my mind in the idea of like, let's not keep like trying to do it all and make it perfect, and so that kind of freed my brain up. Kind of interesting how that works. That being said, I do need to stop. Oakley dokley.